Hello and welcome to this video. In this cast I want to show what players play, how they do certain things, which strategies they go for, and how they should have done or could have done it better. And yeah, let's go. So let's speed this up. So what do we see here? We see a very standard openings. Nothing special going on here. So I don't know what his plan is, but what are all these manual reclaim orders? Don't reclaim broken trees. It's just it's not worth it, because the ACU takes so much time to actually reclaim this, but get such a low advantage from it. Just stand here and reclaim these trees groups would be more efficient than just standing there and reclaim all these little trees, and you would need way less time. And in my opinion, if you go with your ACU to the Hydro, you shouldn't go to the mid at all. Because if you go and assist the Hydro, you're gonna be so late in mid that all the reclaim is already been taken. So it doesn't make sense to go then for the mid. Just stay then in the base, and yeah, in best case you tell your mid player so he builds a few more units. Okay, yeah, that's good. So what is he doing? So he's not manually reclaiming them, he's using the factory command. I think, yeah, if you don't have the APM for that, it's better than not reclaiming them at all. But you want to build the maxes first and then reclaim. The only reason you're doing manual reclaim is to not break them. But now you see he's not building the max, despite the fact he could build it, and he's reclaiming a lot more trees which didn't need to be reclaimed. So he delays his eco for something which doesn't get him any value at the moment. So I mean, yes, it's better than breaking the trees, but you shouldn't do it, and you should spend your APM on actually manually reclaiming them, especially because you have so much time at the beginning, usually, that you at least can do them. I mean, I think it's quite doable if you just practice it a bit. So Pants going for an early bomber and Zoom going for an early bomber too. I think this bomber should now redirect to this NG to delay this factory and this, cause he won't, like, here he's established. He's has a factory there, and you won't do any real damage even if you kill these NGs. So you should move now here to kill actually this NG to have a real advantage from it. Because if you kill this NG, he is slower in the pond and slower at actually reclaiming these trees, so you get actually value from it. If you kill these NGs, you have basically just got the value from the NG itself. So you should redirect your bomber, in my opinion, to this NG. And that's what he's doing. I mean, he's going for the main base, which is fine too. But yeah. Oh, this can be very good. Oh, no, it gets sniped. Oh, and because of this he didn't pay attention to it, and this bomber really did a lot of damage, I think. I mean, he at least lost all his reclaim orders. So yeah, this strategy, if someone drops like this with a starting transporter, the only way you can actually counter it is by sending a scout and seek really the transport. You go for you can have a scout at like 3:15 when he's dropping at the side island, and then you see if there are units or if he redirects it to the base, and you need to have all the time coverage from it. That's very important as a beach player. You should really know where the transport of this player, of the rock player, is. You really need to know the location. Otherwise you can just drop here, and this delays you quite a while. So yeah, you surely want to scout for the transport and actually know in every game where the transport is. So what's going on in mid? You should stop now building units. There's no value in actually doing them. And he has no Tech 2 upgrade, but going for Tech Missile. And then running all his units in an ACU. That's not good. I mean, I don't know why you go for a Tech Missile upgrade when you don't even have a Tech 2 pigeon. If you go for Tech Missile upgrade or Tech 2 upgrade, you should have one pigeon, but in best case you have two pigeons and one or two e-storages to actually do that. And then it's a very, very good strategy, especially if he's late. If he goes Tech 3 without having Tech 2 NGs. I don't know if this is a misclick or something, but it certainly has to be. Like, why would you do it otherwise? Like, you don't even have a Tech 2 pigeon. Well, if you mass stall, you can power stall. So this is good. I mean, he goes late into the navy. He goes into the navy when he sees he's already in the navy to greet the maximum out of it. And well, he's an air player. Why in the hell would he build Tech 2 bombers and then kill one Tech 2 engineer? This is very bad decision making, but okay. I mean, it isn't that bad that it completely destroys his build order, but you could have done better, let's say. Yeah, and this transport is scouted, surely. And now he has a Tech Missile upgrade, but not Tech 2, and then it takes so long for him to actually load the Tech Missile, and that's never worth it. And in my opinion, what you should do, if you go for a Tech Missile upgrade, go for Tech 2 air HQ, because then you can actually build a Tech 2 transport, which is useful for your transport to get more mobility, and you can get more Nothers out to snipe this TMD. You send one Nother, you snipe this TMD, and you can Tech Missile this and this max, and I mean basically every other max too. So you should go for air HQ when you want to go for Tech Missile. And now, well, I don't know why he's fighting here. Like, all the reclaim is now in his hands, and that's very bad. And he's not protected at all, so... That's bad, this attack. Why is it? I think people think a lot that if they are in the territory of the enemy and like so deep into the territory that it's actually good. But it isn't. It's actually pretty bad. Because every frigate you lose is instantly reclaimed by your enemy. And you didn't deal any damage, you just leave reclaim behind. You killed this max, which is good, but despite that you did nothing. So, and I don't know if it was Tech 2 or Tech... It was Tech 1. So it didn't even... see, you got him... You gave him 500 mass and killed 36 mass. At this point you should just stand for a moment and just tech missile this ACU and he's dead. Like, if he's building a PD, it's so easy to kill him. So, the airplays. He's queuing up a lot of factories. In my opinion, it's too many factories. He has, at the time, 2 Tech 3 maxes, and then he's building all these factories. You need to communicate that with your team. Cause if nobody of them pushes, it doesn't make any sense to build these early air units. So that's why I'm a fan if in a custom team game I would also go for the greedy option, for the greedy airplay. In a tournament or something, you really want to go aggressive, you really want to make these early air factories. But in a normal team game I wouldn't do that, because it requires quite a lot of communication. I mean, as a reaction, it's fine to build a lot of air factories. But usually I would even be a bit more equine. But it's fine. And now, like, I don't know why he's building so many frigates. I know he has also so many frigates, which is stupid in the first place. But imagine he would have the half amount of frigates, but just built here a few top launches. He couldn't attack, cause all he can attack is actually the Navy Yard, because you just retreat to the top launches and then you fight there. You get all the reclaim and you get and you will win. You will win and get all the reclaim from it. So at some point you shouldn't build more frigates. Like, this is too many amounts of frigates. Just build a few torp launches and sit back. Because Tech 1 Navy can't do anything against torp launchers, really. The Tech 1 Navy can only get its value again if he goes Tech 2. And then, of course, you have to adapt to it. That's why I don't like to make Tech 3 maxes on my island so early, because it's the most vulnerable spot, and on this spot you make most of your Tech 3 maxes, which is a big problem in my opinion. These are usually the last maxes I upgrade. And now you see really what the problem is with going so early for so many air factories. Kamsuton has more eco, and he has more ASF now. And at this point, air is lost. And which advantage did he got from building these early air factories? None. He did nothing with it, not even a torp or something. So it was completely useless, these early air factories. And he lost air and lost eco, so this is bad now. I mean, 2 Tech 3 maxes destroyed, and yeah, probably, well, it was probably not equal, but it isn't that much of damage as it looks like, because it's like 4,000 damage and he is lying like 1 to 2k in reclaim. So yeah, it's a okay damage, but it isn't really worse. I think Pants massively overinvest into Navy. He could have like 2 destroyers and would have the same impact. Yeah. And all these Tech 1 factories, I don't like this. Because once you get to Tech 3 stage, they are all blocking your battleships. And it would gonna be such a fucking cancer to micro your battleships around it and stuff like that. You want these reclaim factories, I suppose these should be at the sides, like at the sides of the battlefield, so that you don't have to micro around it or stuff like that. And yeah, if it's production line, then it's kind of the same thing. Like make your production here or make your production here, but don't make it just randomly in the middle of the pond. This is just gonna fuck up your whole pathfinding. And now I don't know what. Oh well, he tried to abuse with the air situation. That's exactly what he should do, but not here. You want to abuse air, but not there where all the AA is. You want to use air on the spots where no AA are. Imagine Citron would just go here and then north of these maxes, these pigeons, this stuff. But why do you go here where flag is, mobile anti-air, static anti-air? I don't know, this seems a very bad spot. I mean, he kills most of the maxes, but I don't know. I still... Yeah, he used it as a sniper, it's okay. But I wouldn't have done it. I would have gone here and would gain even more value of it. So now what he's doing is shift-G'ing all his subs because of the anti-torpedo. It's quite strong from the subs, so yeah, that's a good decision. The problem is just if you're playing against Aeon, one ground fire can kill all these. But he isn't, so it's a good decision, I guess. And early doors going now in this pond. I would join top pond, I guess. I think it's easier to win top pond than winning bottom pond. As I already said one time, you want to assist the winning pond. You want to assist the pond with the highest probability of winning, not the losing pond. I know it's a very intrusive thought, like, oh no, this side is losing, I go there. But it's, in most cases, it's better to just assist the winning side. And just assist the side which is actually pushing, yeah. So, air situation looks relatively bad for top team. And I mean, it's a question of unit composition, and it's true, as Siren you want to build very many frigates, because frigates are cheap and very strong. But what I like to do is build Tech 2 subs as Siren. I like to build a lot of Tech 2 subs, and then they have stealth, so he probably doesn't even know that I have Tech 2 subs. And then I move in. I mean, versus Aeon, it's a different thing, I guess. On versus Aeon, I would go for frigates probably two, so that's fine. But you certainly need something to counter subs, right? Because otherwise, they gonna harass you, and that's your biggest weakness. So some Tech 2 subs are always kind of useful to keep harassing and keep distracting them. What Zoom did good is that he didn't reacted like panically. He didn't panic. He said, okay, he has more units, so I don't attack. I keep my units here in the back. I have maybe my subs here and stuff, but I keep most of my Navy force. I keep it in the back, and when I get more Navy, I go attack, and that's what we see here. Sarah versus Sarah Micro is special because you just have to right click. It's basically Battleship Micro, but easier. You just right click these destroyers, because you don't have to micro. Why should you micro when it's anyway 100% hit rate, right? So you just right click and focus fire these destroyers. And yeah, I think Zoom did this better. And here should be building engines now, not subs. You don't want to build subs, you want to build engines to get all this reclaim. Look how much reclaim here is. This is also a good decision. If you can't win your pond, or if you can't, I mean, he should actually try to kill these battleships. But in a situation where you can't win your pond, go and try to kill or harass the mid. So you apply at least good damage to him. And now this battleship micro is yeah. Keep your frigates separated from your battleships, because otherwise these battleships will just get stuck into the frigates, and yeah. So Silent is doing it good. He knows he doesn't have the unit advantage, but he knows he will have the unit advantage. At the moment he has less units, but he has more eco and more build power building battleships. So he knows I will have more battleships in the future. So I retreat now, and then I will attack when I have actually the unit advantage. I don't like panic and rush my battleships in because he attacks me or something. No, I go back, I retreat, waiting for my reinforcements, and then I attack. With these 6 battleships, he should attack now and fight these 3 to 4 battleships. This would be the right play. I mean, he has less frigates, but still he would win this. Yeah, the formation is bad. You want to have a concave formation, something like this, because then every battleship can shoot at this battleship, and while only this battleship can shoot at them, right? So this is how you want to navy micro. You want to have like this concave formation, and then target one battleship with all your battleships. So that's why his formation is very bad. You see, he has just these 3 here. Here's one. It's not in a concave formation. Silent is closer to it, but doing it also not really good. I don't know why he isn't attacking. Like, you have 7 battleships versus 4 battleships. Why don't you attack? Like, that's the thing about Aeon battleships. Aeon battleships has less range, but they are very strong. Because once you get the unit advantage, you want to push in. You want to push in, have the battleship auto target priority, and you really want to focus down these battleships then. Because once you have the battleship advantage, you can compensate the less range and can actually use the higher DPS then. And that's how you want to play Aeon battleships. You want to retreat until you have more battleships, and when you have more battleships, you want to move in. And that's the reason why you should move in now. So this is excessive, and I don't know, like these torp launchers, they have no usage at all. And all these frigates, like, yes, Cybran frigates are good, I agree, but frigates won't win you the game. Battleships will win you the game. So you should focus more on battleships. And micro your battleships out of the range of the Aeon B-ships. Because Aeon battleships will destroy Cybran battleships in a 1 versus 1 when both are in range. So you really need to abuse the range of the Cybran. But I mean, Silent gonna win this so easily now. There's no competition even, because he didn't build any battleships, and Actually, Aeon battleships are probably the best battleships versus frigates. I mean, you never want to build battleships versus frigate spam usually, but yeah. So I don't know what Sversak did here. He has so few build power on this navy yard. Yeah, this point is 1 for bottom for top team. If he just can deal with the air situation, but air was just lost, so everything is fine. What Setons should do now is use these NGs to build. Yeah, okay, he's going here for getting the reclaim. That's so important. Getting the reclaim in Tech 3 stage is the most important stuff you can actually do. Like, yes, Tech 3 Navy Micro and that is important, of course. But all this is basically irrelevant if you don't get the reclaim. He's lying just from this small encounter already 30,000 mass. Like 30,000 mass. These are the 3 battleships. And 3 battleships can completely turn the game into your favor. Or can you lose the game? So you really always want to make sure you can reclaim this. Actually, you want to drop these NG way earlier. You want to drop these NGs when you know a navy fight gonna happen. Before the navy fight even happens, you already drop these NGs to build factories. So when the navy fight happens, you can already spam NGs and get all the reclaim from it. And Sversak is not doing anything of this, so I mean, he was losing before and now he will just lose even quicker. So yeah. And then he's spamming all his navy, like just brain dead into the units, and just every single unit just gonna die. What you should do in this situation, keep all your waypoints here and just retreat. Otherwise you just kill all your units. Let's look into the bottom pond. So I don't know why people build so many torps if they have lost air. Torps aren't good versus navy. It's way more cost efficient to build navy to deal with navy than build torps to deal with navy. And especially if you have lost air, there's no reason to build them. Put this mass better into navy. Torps can be very good if you have to deal with subs or stuff like that, especially in the early game. But in this late game, trying to kill battleships with torps while having lost air, I don't know about this. And yeah, that's what's working quite well. Pants is reclaiming. I mean, we suspect he knows that as a 2K rated player. And Citron now should force the air fight. If you have air advantage and you can force an air fight, force an air fight. It's really important to do that, to keep your ASF advantage. Because if you now build so many torps, he will catch up with building ASF, right? He will catch up in ASF numbers if you don't build ASF anymore and only build torps. So you really want to have, you really want to keep his ASF force as low as possible. So he can't even build a lot of ASF and they get already killed. So Pants is doing it very good. He has all his battleships in a straight line. Of course, he could do it better, but that's basically good. And that allows him to really make most of it from his battleships and use them as effective as possible. And yeah, now top is lost. As I said, he got all the reclaim, he has more eco, he has more units, like there's no way to win this. What he should do now is building Destros to deal with these T2 subs. So this formation is bad. You really want to ensure that you're always like this, so you can make, because that's a good example now. You see, all his battleships can reach these front two battleships, but his battleships can't reach, like these battleships will be out of range of these battleships. But these battleships can reach these battleships. So you're fighting basically 7 versus 2 battleship counter, even if it's if you have the same total amount of battleships. Why sub? Yeah, I mean, Tech 3 subs, they are just so fucking overpowered. It's a completely broken unit. The balance team doesn't want to change it, well, or doesn't care about to change it. I don't know. I mean, it's a gentleman's agreement to not build them. Yeah, you shouldn't build them. It's just lame. Especially. Yeah, if you have lost air, there's basically nothing which can counter them. The only thing which can really counter them is torps, and even then you can just unsubmerge and then they have crazy good AA. So yeah. So now Silent losing a lot of units because of these T2 subs and torps. I don't know why Citron doesn't help him. In this situation he should just move in with at least 20 ASF, like he can just dispatch 20 ASF and kill these torps. And now you see this battleship micro actually turned out to be so in favor of them that Pan's gonna lose here. Two chickens running through mid. It will work. In this situation it's totally fine, because the battleships of the top team are here and they're kind of captured here, so they can't really go here and kill these chickens, and this is secure too. So in this situation it's fine to build chickens, but usually when you have like equal situated pawns, it's so easy for battleships to kill chickens, or actually any Tech 4 unit. Because a chicken has just a few more HP than a battleship. Like, it's 2.5 battleships. And imagine 7 battleships firing on 2.5 battleships, how fast they die. So, usually that isn't really worth it. And if you build chickens, you always send flag. Even if you have air dominance, you send flag with it. Always. In every single case. And now Silent is, well, he's not losing, but I really don't understand why he's not building Destros. Well, he's now building Destros, but 5 minutes too late. And what he should do is like dispatch a few battleships, like 2 battleships, to these naval factories, so he doesn't have to worry about these frigates anymore. It's more important to actually destroy the build power than killing the units. So what Hans is really doing, we've talked about navy composition of Siren, and as Seraphim you want to build battleships and Tech 2 destroyers, cause you always want to have battleships plus another unit which can deal with small shit like frigates. UAF has the battlecruiser, Siren has a very good frigate, Aeon has also the frigate, and Seraphim has the destroyer. And he uses now the destroyer to go just under the battleships to make even more damage to them. That's very good play here. And this is horrendous. If he would have just built earlier more Destros, he would have won this. But like this constant lack of building smaller units, like he has such a huge amount of battleships, but battleships are very shitty against lower tier units. That's why what I said, like you always want to build battleships together with smaller units like frigates or like Seraphim Destroyers. You always want to have these units which can actually deal with the small shit, because battleships are very bad against it. And he just spammed frigates and this battleship couldn't do anything, and he lost a lot of territory. And if he can now actually abuse this and get this reclaim field of 70 or even more, 80, 90,000 mass, he can actually win this pawn again. So this shows you how important it is to not just build battleships, but also build these small units which can deal with the other small units. Now the chickens can really get their value. I mean, the value is shrinking because the map control on this side is sinking. I don't know what Reversant is doing, but he's spamming so few Tech 3 subs and doing nothing else really. I mean, he has 2 chickens, but still, you should have like 4 or 5 times the build power with this mass income on building Tech 3 subs, especially if you get all this reclaim. So what Setons should do, he has more ASF. Or he should have more ASF. Cause he's always he torps all the time. So he has clearly more ASF. So what should he do now? He should go... Well, that's the plan. I won't have said anything. That's surely a plan. Like, you can go for that. I already wondered, like, why can he torp all the time and he doesn't have such a big, only such a small ASF lead, but that explains a lot. So, when do you build the Gameenders? Gameenders are usually built when every other step doesn't work anymore. And this is kinda it, but it's in the very early stages of this phenomena. So you see his battleships doesn't really work, he can't navy lock him. You see this doesn't really work on both sides, it's kinda equal. So you build Gameenders when, for example, everything is clustered with SAMs and or cruisers or flag, and you can't get through with Tech 3 Air, then you want to go for a Gameender. Or if you notice, I can't really get through with my navy, it's kinda back and forth all the time and nobody seems to win, or I already won my pond, then you can consider going for a Gameender. I think in this situation he started building it very early, so he could have assisted Silent winning his pond and then going for the YOLO. This would be a better decision in my opinion, because then you had at least one pond won already and you don't have to deal with that and you could already kill 2 bases. But now, because he invested all this mass into the Gameender, he couldn't actually torp him, and that's what actually lead to this outcome where Silent can't navy lock him. So he went too early for it, but yeah, it's not horrible. So these chicken really get their value. And now you see why you build fucking flag when you're building Tech 4 units. You see all these bombers coming so fast and they have so much DPS. Your chicken's gonna die so fast to it. If you have just 20, 30, 40 flag sitting in behind, every bomber just gonna die as soon as it goes above it. And now Setons has to kind of risk his air force, and this can be actually very bad if he loses air. I mean, their air player isn't confident enough to actually attack. Oh no, this is a horrible engage for Setons. I mean, he has the highest numbers, so he probably win it anyway. Yeah, he wins it quite comfortably. But he had a bad first engage. So in this situation, you see this chicken is nearly dying. I would just move the chicken far away from these battleships first and try to go to any infrastructure to kill it. But I don't want to have it in front of my other chicken, because if this chicken dies, it deals so much damage to this chicken too. So I want to really move this chicken out of the way. but that's very good. And I think, of course, there's some skill difference between Camcitron and Snacker, but the biggest problem was these early air factories. They lost him the eco game, and they lost him the mid to late air game. And of course overbuilding in tops and stuff. But this damaged him so much. I mean, Camcitron could build like 75% of a YOLO and still win air. And that's cause he invested so much in early air without getting any advantage from it. So that shows you how much these little things you do at the beginning actually have an impact on the late game. Cause this air loss, if he would have been way more greedy with early air, he could have at least competed here, and all these bombers would probably even go through to this chicken. And he could, yeah, like and he could like actually do something. But yeah. And Zoom doesn't seem to have a real answer to these destroys. He firing with cruisers at them, but that's not really the right counter. He needs to build destroys himself. But it's not looking bad. It's looking actually good for the top team, even though, I mean, at least in this bottom pond. On every other scale, on air position, on rock position, on mid position, it looks everything pretty horrible except for the bottom pond, which looks really winnable, pretty fast winnable actually. So, Silent is doing GCs or what? Yeah, he's building GCs here. It's a good decision. Yeah, totally reasonable to do that. And stop the Navy production. You should stop the Navy production before you win Navy. Because there is no way that Silent gonna lose Navy now. So he really needs to stop pumping mass into units which will have no worth at all, no value at all. But yeah, the game is kind of over, especially with the YOLO now. And I think it's unscouted, right? Oh no, it isn't scouted. It is scouted, so yeah. They all have SMDs in place, right? One SMD, one SMD. These SMDs placements are good, I like them, but probably not the amount of anti-nukes. And here is single SMD. Like, you have scouted this, why don't you build SMDs? I mean, it's, let's face the truth, it's kind of over anyway. But at least, if you don't recall, then just try. And you have to build really SMDs.
Strategischer Start geortet.
Yeah, I mean the rest is formality. I mean, yes, Zoom did good. I mean, there are of course things you can criticize and things you could do better, surely, of course.
Strategischer
But
Start.
in this game, he did really good. He would probably performed the best if you consider that he was facing a 2K and a mid guy, and the help wasn't that big. So yes, he did fine, he did good. I would agree to that.
Strategischer Start geortet.
Don't send these units in one by one. Send them in collectively. That's better. And don't go for an ACU snipe with a YOLO. A YOLO is really good at killing infrastructure, not really at killing. It's not designed to kill a lot of or a high value target. It's more designed to kill a large area of units. And especially if the single target is movable, it's kind of useless to nuke it.
Strategischer Start geortet.
Spend your mass, like build more pigeons and then spend your mass, or donate it at least. That's really something you want to do. You really want to check your eco all the time and check the scoreboard if any of your teammates need eco. That's very important to do. And as I said, never send your tech force without flag. Don't do it. Like, otherwise this happens and the GC gonna die so quickly. Even when he dodges. Like, I mean, this chicken can get a really good value now. I like this play, especially because he's kinda AFK and not doing anything. Okay, now he's reacting to it. It will be probably even fast enough. So,
Strategischer Start geortet.
what he's doing now is like a panic reaction. He just queue up a lot of PDs. The problem is a chicken has AoE damage, so you want to scatter them out a bit, and you want to build shields. Shields are so fast built, so cheap HP, and they keep your DPS up. So you really want to build, even in this emergency scenario, you really want to build also Tech 2 shields. Not Tech 3 shields, because they are very expensive and need a long time to rebuild, but Tech 2 shields are necessary here. I don't know why Kamsujan isn't going for the air player. I mean, that's kind of the only real base left. And yeah, it's just a waste of time. It's just the game is over. Even if this pawn gets won, there is nothing you can do about it anymore.
Strategischer Start geortet.
Oh, that's a very good engage, but Citron will lose anyway. But still, this won't win the point anyway, so or even the game. I don't like these YOLO positionings. Like, it's just, I don't know. These are just meme places. Like, there's no reason you should. Like, look, he's nuking this instead of just this. There were the skeletons actually. So, yeah.
Strategischer Start geortet.
I really don't know why they keep playing. I mean, I don't know if they actually think this Gettys will be done, or if it's just for dragging or stealing time. I don't know. The problem is, and that happens a lot, that people just don't do anything after they build a Gameender. They just build a Gameender and then, yeah, well, my job is done, I don't do anything. And you see that here, like, right? He's not spending his mass at all. Yeah, he could have had like a second YOLO or something, but
Strategischer Start geortet.
I mean, going at this time for a cloaking ACU is really disrespectful. Like, why do you have to steal time? Like, just Ctrl K, the game is over and go this. Like,
Strategischer Start geortet.
I don't know. I think it's just like go next. There's no point in playing. Like, he's not even winning bottom one. I don't know. If you would just YOLO this one here. Yeah, Citron, I feel with you. Like, why do they keep continue to play? Please, bro, you made a fucking cloaking ACU. What do you mean with please? It's in your hands. Well, we don't know what's going on in his head. Oh, he's in transport. Now he has to hard snipe him.
Strategischer Start geortet.
Bro. I don't know why he's going for strats. He should go for torps, because he should assume that the ACUs aren't on the main island anymore. He should assume they are in the water. So, I mean, the main island, there's nothing to really strat. The only thing you can do is now torping anything.
Strategischer Start geortet.
I mean, if you try to drop on land, because then he will be dead really quick. But I think he doesn't care anymore. He's just trolling at this point and just doesn't want to complicate. Did he control Kate or what happened? They don't have an Omni? Oh my...
Strategischer Start geortet.
Well, no. Okay, that was